cast my line, now they're biting. Yeah, rocky coasts and lighthouses. What she knows now, I doubt it. Talk to me nice. I think your confusion starts with street lights.
Hello everyone, how is everybody doing? Very blessed to be sitting here talking to you for mid-month and June readings. I did not know how things were going to work out, guys, but everything happens for a reason. So as I said, welcome to your... I've set the intention for these readings to resonate with the last couple months of June and the entire month, the last couple months of May and the entire month of June. But these messages can resonate anytime. They're definitely timeless. You never know what kind of message you might receive. So for my intro video, you guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in May and what's going on in June. So all the astrology information, we're going to be talking a bit about astrology as I do in all my intro. And for the actual readings, it's strictly tarot. I don't talk much about astrology, guys. So in May, today is May 24th as I record this, so it's definitely mid-May. We're still in May, but May is a very, very intense month. June looks a little intense as well, but it looks more of an emotional month. May's been kind of emotional too, but it's been emotional in a hectic kind of way. I'm not sure how you guys are doing, but we have Mercury in Taurus. Mercury entered Taurus on May 13th, and then we had Uranus enter Taurus on May 15th, and it's going to be there for the next 7 years. So that was a huge, huge shift, you guys, in May. We're still under the energy of that. We will be under the energy of that for the next 7 years. So yeah, very important for you to know where Taurus is in your astrology chart, because you're going to have Uranus there, which is definitely all about sudden change and shock and surprise. This is the ruling planet of Aquarius, you guys. So that was a major, major, major shift. Every astrologer is talking about that. And then we had a new moon in Taurus on the 15th as well. So we had a new moon that same day. Astrology is so symbolic, if you ask me. And then on May 16th, we had Mars enter Aquarius, which was pretty interesting. Mars is actually going to be hanging out in Aquarius throughout June because it's going retrograde, so it's not going to be moving forward. And then we had Venus enter Cancer on the 19th. That's the kind of the most recent transit in May as I sit here today. So that's pretty interesting, you guys. That's very, Venus was in Gemini, and then on the 19th it moved into Cancer. It's going to be there until about maybe first week of June. And then we have yet to occur the Sagittarius full moon on May 29th. I'm not sure, guys. I really hope that I'm around to talk to you on that day, because the Sagittarius full moon, that is a very, very special full moon. That's the 9th house of higher learning, the house of vision. This is a very light sign. To have the moon filled with light in the sign of Sagittarius, that's definitely going to be expanding some things in our lives, expanding our vision, expanding the higher philosophy of our legacies and things like that. So we kind of end May on that Sagittarius full moon note, and then we enter June. So I've taken some notes here on both May and June for this intro video, because this video is about both months, so I wanted to incorporate both. So we're basically covering the end of Taurus season, beginning of Gemini season, the start of Cancer season. Okay, so that's quite a lot of information, but I'm just happy to be talking to you guys and getting out some messages for June. So we start June with, the reason why June is such an emotional month, you guys, is because we have this grand water trine. So we have, all the water signs have significant energies within them. So Neptune is in Pisces, Jupiter is in Scorpio, and then we have Venus in Cancer, okay? And that is creating a water trine, okay, of emotion. So we're all going to be really feeling our feels, and we're going to be having some really deep emotion, especially the beginning of June. So definitely wanted to mention that, not only for the water signs, but for all of us. We all have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy somewhere in our chart. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio represent our emotion. We all have emotion. But if you are a Pisces watching this, if you are a Cancer or a Scorpio watching this, you guys are major game players in June because of that Cancer energy coming in. But let's talk a bit about Gemini energy. We've got on June 5th, Mercury enters Gemini, which is pretty interesting because Mercury rules Gemini. So that's going to be great for our mental space. That's going to be great for the rational mind and you know, the more intellectual thoughts. So you may notice in June that you just get your head in the game more, and that you're able to be a little bit more rational when it comes to the decisions you're making, even though there's this grand water trine energy in June. And then on June 12th, we have quite the opposite. We have Mercury entering Cancer. So this is going to be a bit of the emotional thought realm. This is, you know, the planet of a lot of emotional communication, I feel, guys, will be happening on around June 12th, especially throughout the whole transit of Mercury in Cancer. Eventually, Mercury will move through that and move into Leo, which is more passionate thought. The North Node is there, so we're going to be thinking a lot more about our destiny. But before that can happen, we have to go through the very watery realm of Cancer. Our minds are going to be submerged. Right now, our hearts are submerged with Venus in Cancer. Venus in Cancer, holy crap. A lot of emotional feels, you guys. Cancer is the cardinal water sign. So that's, you know, I like to think of Cancer as the most water, even though it's not necessarily that way. But Cancer brings definitely the depth of emotion. It's the 4th house. Woo! So moving on, though, we have a Gemini new moon on the 13th, right after Mercury moves into Cancer. So for the new moon, Mercury will not be in Gemini, which everything happens for a reason. I just feel like that new moon really wanted to just focus on the new intentions of our seeds and planting things for our future. Mercury obviously needs to be in a more emotional realm around the time of the full moon, and there's going to be reasons for that. And then we have on that same day Venus entering Leo. So that's when Venus is going to enter Leo, is on the 13th. And Leo is ruled by the heart, you guys, so I'm extra excited for that transit because this is going to add a lot of passion to our abundance and our attraction. You know, a lot of us are going to be really following our heart around that time with the North Node in Leo and Venus in Leo. This is going to be very heart empowering, heart chakra in activations. And so another important thing happening in June is Neptune retrograde. Okay, woo! So Neptune is going to be slowing down. Our spirituality collectively is going to be slowing down a bit. So that's something to look out for. June 18th, that Neptune is retrograding. I did not know that Neptune would be retrograding in June. So yeah, guys, that's something to mark on your calendar. Very spiritual transits going on in June, guys. There's a lot going on in June. And then the sun enters Cancer on the 21st. So there's going to be Cancer season starting then. But that's the same day as the summer solstice, which is literally all the solstices and the equinoxes are so important. I'm not sure where I'll be at around this time. If I'm in this area, then I will definitely be recording a summer solstice message, and I'll be pulling cards for that. If not, guys, I would just really make sure that you're doing something in celebration of the actual start of summer. You know, the sun gaining in light and being its most empowered. I believe the summer solstice is the longest day and shortest night. I'm not sure. I'm going to be doing my own research on that. But I do something special for every equinox and every solstice. Summer solstice, winter solstice. I did something very beautiful for the winter solstice. So it's only right that I take part in a small ceremony for the summer solstice as well. And so a few days after that, we have Mars retrograde in Aquarius, you guys. So this is going to be interesting as well. Mars is going to be hanging out in Aquarius for quite a while, I believe until August. So, you know, Mars is the planet of war, planet of action. So, you know, that's in an area of the collective. So that's something to really research as well, you guys. I really hope that I'm around to do videos about all these planets because I love talking about it. I didn't want to waste not waste, but I just didn't want to, I wanted to really use the time that I had for the mid-May and June videos for the tarot. So as far as the astrology information goes, you guys, you might want to follow me on Instagram or add me on Facebook. All that information will be below because I'm always posting about this stuff. No matter where I am in the world, I can always post about this astrology information, but I might not always be in an area that really prohibits me to speak about astrology and read tarot. But I will always my Instagram is filled with astrology information and just kind of channeled information about what I think about all these planets. I'm going to be posting about Venus in Cancer soon, and I'm going to be posting about Uranus in Taurus and Mars in Aquarius. So those are all things to look out for. For those of you who are wondering, my name is Pisces Priestess on Instagram, and my name is Braylon Caldwell on Facebook. If you do add me on Facebook, just shoot me a message, because I get a lot of friend requests, and some of them are just not friends that I'm not interested in having on my Facebook. So just shoot me a message, say, hey, you know, I watch your videos, I really wanted to stay updated on the astrology information, and I'll add you. So Mars retrograde, Neptune retrograde, summer solstice, and then we end the month with that Capricorn full moon on June 28th. So you guys, Saturn is going to be a part of that moon, and it's going to be a very karmic moon. That moon is very karmic for me. That's going to mark the 1 year of me really doing this astrology business, me doing my spiritual burnings that I do outside on every full moon. I'm a Capricorn rising, so that full moon is going to be opposite of the sun in Cancer. Wow, I really hope that I'm around to speak to you during that time as well. There's so much going on, you guys. It's like, I feel like I trust the universe, but if it's meant for me to kind of take a break from astrology, I'm really going to have a hard time understanding why, because it's as if the energies have picked up, and they're almost more relevant and more important. And it's like, you know, I feel like it's now more than ever important for me to really, really speak out about some of the things that I channel and some of the things that I'm aware of in the universe as a Pisces. So if it's meant to be, you guys, I'll be sticking around, and I'll be talking to you throughout all these transits, and I'll definitely be incorporating more astrology, since there's not much astrology in my videos this month. But there are very important tarot messages this month. So let's talk a little bit about what we can look forward to in the readings this month. So I've got some oracle readings for you guys this month. I have 3 oracle decks. One of them is a very new deck. I have the Wisdom of the House of Knights. And below, if you'd like to know the artist, and if you're interested in buying these decks, then I'll tell you the name and the artist of these decks below. And then I have the Indigo Angel Oracle deck. And then I just recently received as a gift a Wicca deck. So I'm not sure how all you feel. Why my camera's shaking like that, but I'm not sure how you guys feel about Wicca. But that is something that I have just recently started studying on the Libra full moon. So a couple full moons ago, I really did start studying Wicca, and that just was kind of an awakening that I had. My aunt is Wiccan. And, you know, I didn't really know how to feel about Wicca, but it is definitely not what I thought. And I think that's going to be the case for most people. So for those of you who are open to receiving messages from Spirit from that deck, beautiful deck. Oh my God. They incorporate so beautifully. All these 3 decks, I'm probably going to use these 3 decks often. And they're really new, so I am looking up meanings in the book this month. But there's such beautiful messages, you guys. So this could be kind of a past, present, and future kind of reading for those of you who resonate with past, present, and future that way. And then I'm just using regular tarot to clarify a little bit more about these the oracle messages. Okay, so we've got 3 messages this month. We're working with the bottom of the deck and underlying energy, and then we're doing some clarification. So I really hope you guys enjoy these readings this month. I didn't care. I'm just so happy to have. I'm not sure if all of you watched my last video, but I just was devastated when I found out that I wouldn't be able to read tarot for May. But turns out that you just go with the flow. Sometimes the current takes you right back to where you were. And, you know, as a Pisces, I really just try to go with the current and just move with the waters of my life. But I feel very deeply about all this stuff. So, you know, my emotions pay the price, and they take the toll. But, you know, it empowers me. And like I was saying, you know, I'm just happy to be talking to you guys. I'm happy to get these messages out here. That's what matters most to me. For those of you who are interested in personal readings for the rest of May, I do believe that I will be available to do personal readings. And as far as June and July goes, just make sure that you contact me through email or through Facebook or Instagram before you pay me. And we'll try to work something out. But I am definitely available to do readings for the rest of May, and I'm very excited to see, you know, what comes up for all the signs. I've finished, as I record the intro, I've finished the Aries through Virgo, and they are very beautiful messages, you guys. They feel very beautiful. Right after this intro, I'm going to get started on Libra through Pisces. So I haven't done the second half of the zodiac wheel yet, so I don't know what's going on with those guys. But as far as the Aries through Virgo, beautiful messages, and I can't wait for you guys to watch, and I hope it resonates. Thank you so much for all the support and your likes and your subscribes and all my new viewers. I hope you guys can tell how much this means to me. But without further ado, please enjoy your June readings and also your mid-May readings. Thank you guys. See ya. Hi Aquarius. Welcome to your mid-May and June 2018 readings. So, as you can see, I've got these 3 oracle decks lined up. So, all the astrology information is going to be in the intro video this month. I'm not really going to be mentioning much of that. It might come up, but I'm really trying to just focus on the tarot this month, especially because I didn't really think I would have the chance to talk to you guys. So I'm so excited that I do, because May and June were such important, intense months. So as I was saying, I have these 3 oracle decks lined up. I've got this Indigo Angel deck, which is more for the light energies of awareness. And it's not light and dark, or I'm sorry, it's light and dark, but it's not good and bad or good and evil or positive and negative, just light and dark energies for balance. We've got Indigo Angel for light, and then we've got the Wisdom of the House of Night for the more mysterious, under the surface energy messages. And then we have the Wicca deck, which I'm not sure what you guys think of Wicca, but this is something that I've been studying since the Libra moon, and I didn't always know what to think about Wicca. My aunt is Wiccan. My aunt is actually an Aquarius. She's a really cool Aquarius. She's very strange. She always used to bring pendulums and sage. So this has been in my life for all of my life. I definitely have witches in my family, but you know, some people get a bad rep. They get a bad energy from Wicca, when really it just works with the 5 elements. Like, Wicca is so true. I'm not trying to like bend into your guys' beliefs. You're entitled to believe whatever you like. Just hopefully you'll stick around and have an open mind about this deck, because they're beautiful cards. I got this as a gift from an Aries friend of mine. So it was a great addition to my tarot cards, and I was led to do an oracle reading. And then I have my original deck to clarify. So I've got the star card here for you guys. I shuffled. It didn't take long at all for the star card to show up for you. So I just wanted to before I started the reading, I just wanted to show you guys a closer look at your ruling tarot cards. Some of you have already seen this before, but this is a very rare deck. I have not seen this deck anywhere else. I got it from a spiritual shop in the mall of my town that I live in. But I have not, a lot of people comment and they love the pictures and they love, you know, the different illustrations, but this is the star card. We've got that shooting star in the background. So I just want to channel a little bit here for you guys for the end of May going into June based off of this energy. I do see that some of you guys might be, you know, dangling above some emotional waters. You guys could be really trying to keep yourself above the emotional waters. I love that she's on a swing because she's just kind of chilling. Some of you, that might be kind of represent something for you guys. And then we have that shooting star behind her. So this is definitely the wish card. This is definitely, you know, we can talk a bit about what the star card means for you guys. It's definitely inspiration. It's renewal, it's hope, it's faith, it's healing energy. And it's almost as if you as an Aquarius are just dangling above all that. And we have the light of the moon underneath your feet in this beautiful shooting star that I just keep noticing in the distance. So some of you may have a significant wish that you're focusing on at the end of May going into June. All of you probably have a different wish. Some of you is going to be financial. Some of you is going to be love related, going to be home related for some of you. And maybe it's the wish for something like about you specifically. But we do have the star card here for you, Aquarius, and I didn't want to begin your reading until I seen the star card. That's kind of what I do in my readings to symbolize that the cards are ready to speak with you. So you guys might have some sort of wish in mind this month in May and in June, and also maybe you're just trying to stay positive and stay hopeful and stay inspired and have faith. So let's see. This is you, Aquarius, so let's see what's right behind you in the month of May and June. We have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is about action. Some of you guys are waiting for some kind of action within your values or finances. Some of you are been waiting for some kind of wish to come true for a very long time. Maybe some of you guys have been keeping faith and staying inspired and staying in that healing energy for a very long time, because the Knight of Pentacles is symbolic for its slow moving energy. This is the slowest moving Knight. It's the only Knight that isn't up on its heels charging, you know what I mean? The Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups isn't charging either, but the Knight of Cups is still faster moving than the Knight of Pentacles. This is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. And we also have the Three of Pentacles. So there could be something that you're waiting on celebrating with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I definitely see Taurus, and now I'm seeing Virgo. So there is something that you need to see differently this month, Aquarius, and it might be something that you've been distracted about, because we have the Hanged Man and the Four of Cups. So you're being asked to see something differently. You've probably been in deep thought about something throughout June or maybe in May as well, but maybe see this cup from the universe in a different way, because we do have the Tower as well, okay? So there might be something that is the universe comes in. You do have Uranus in your 4th house, so this is your ruling planet. So if anybody's used to the Uranian changes, it will be you. And it could even be something to do with an Aries, or something to do with an authority figure or your father, because we have Aries, and that's the card that's right before the Tower. So something could be falling apart, and either this might have to do with a significant Aries, or it might be with an Aries. You might have Aries energy yourself, or like I said, it's a boss figure, authority. This is about you taking your power back after a situation falls apart, okay? So, you know, I just feel the need to just explain this a little bit. Aquarius is waiting on something. You're waiting on some kind of promotion, or something that's real, some kind of earth energy, which could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or it could be a job situation or value, resources, something that you possess, but it could be anything, Aquarius. It's some kind of wish, a wish for a new job, or a wish for something to change in the job environment or something like that. So yeah, I do see that Aquarius is waiting for something, and it's like something that you would celebrate when it gets to you. Because we have this Three of Cups in the middle of your reading. So to me, this is about socializing, right? This is about friends, and this is all you. This is you, Aquarius. You are the house of socializing and friends and groups and faith and community, connecting other people. But I do feel the need to mention the fact that some of you could be involved with a third party, especially with the illustration of this card, because we have 2 people that are toasting, and then that other lady in the white, she's pulling her cup back. But honestly, Aquarius, I see this as you, because I do see this as a water sign, an earth sign, and an air sign. So it doesn't have to be that, but I am channeling that for someone who needs to hear it, that there's a water and an earth sign in your life that are seeming to get along quite nicely. And then you as an air sign, like always, you are detaching. I'm just joking, guys, but you know, air signs, they are much more quicker to pull away their cup of emotion than the other 2. So this could be 3 different parts of you. This could be you with the earth sign or a water sign, or you, your emotions, and your logic. So it depends on the message here for you, but I do see that you could potentially be breaking free from a third-party situation, or you could potentially be pulling your emotion away from your friends at this time. Maybe you're just trying to keep it platonic, you know, maybe you're not trying to drink as much because maybe it brings out a part of you that is less committed or something. But I do see a Taurus energy surrounding you. And I do see a Virgo and a Taurus, because we do have Virgo in the Taurus card here, the Hierophant and the Hermit. So if it's not a commitment with a Virgo, or a commitment here with a Taurus or something like that, some of you could be in married to a Virgo. Virgo-Aquarius relationships are very interesting, because Virgo is the wheat bearer, Aquarius is the water bearer. So it's like when 2 bearers get together, there's a lot in the outcome that comes out, right? So if this isn't a Taurus and a Virgo, this is you being committed to your isolation in June, in the end of May. This is you really grounding yourself in your solitude and doing some soul searching. Some of you really do need to walk away from this all and do some soul searching, because we have the Hermit here walking away from all of this. The Hermit is facing this direction, so he's walking away from a Taurus, walking away from a third-party situation, walking away from socializing a bit. And I feel this is more so for June, but what this is, Aquarius, is your immediate energy. This is you, the star card. You guys can't really see, but the star card here, right behind you, is you waiting, you keeping faith, you being patient. And I think this has to do with some kind of celebration and commitment. And it might be some kind of new job or some kind of work commitment that you socialize at work and it's happy. But then we have the Hermit card and the need to see something differently, which is the Hanged Man. we have the Four of Cups, the Tower, and the Emperor, remember? And then under the Emperor, we have the Two of Wands. So there could be some kind of decision that you're waiting to see the result of, but you're in between these two wands, in between this kind of portal, okay? But I do see that some of you are taking your power back after a situation falls apart. You've been really contemplating about this for a long time, but it's time to shift your perspective about that contemplation, okay? So I definitely see some commitment there to isolation and from socializing, because you go from socializing to committing to soul searching, and you're pretty much waiting on all this to ground itself as an Aquarius. So we're going to keep those cards over here for now. I believe the Ace of Swords wants to show itself to you, Aquarius. Speaking your truth. It is Gemini season. You are an air sign. So I wonder how that energy is feeling to you. Probably lovely. Just like Cancer season is going to be for Pisces and Scorpio. So without further ado, let's get your actual reading going, shall we? So this is for Aquarius, the 11th house of our universe, the fixed air sign. What is the angel message for Aquarius for mid-May, last two weeks of May, going into June 2018? So guys, some of this is going to be past, present, and future. I'm not sure if I've ever already said that, but we do have a 3-card spread, and whenever that happens, sometimes Spirit utilizes that for past, present, and future, okay? So we had a card come out, which is apologize. Interesting, Aquarius. We have an apologizing energy. I might look up what this means in the book, but it seems quite to the point that there's some kind of apology coming in for you guys in May, maybe going into June. Maybe you guys are giving this apology. Maybe you're getting an apology, but we do have think about it. So think about it is your underlying energy, and I do feel the need to tell you that Scorpio got this card. So some of you are dealing with significant Scorpio energy. Some of you guys are thinking about a Scorpio and apologizing to them, or maybe there's a Scorpio thinking about you and they need to apologize to you. But yeah. So let's keep going before I start channeling, because if I get going, then it's just gonna... I am a mutable sign, so I can definitely create my own flow all over the place sometimes. So let's get a card for Aquarius from this deck. And we have risk coming out with movement. So movement is your underlying energy. This could be very well your present moment. And then we have the risk card come out. So that's almost like the Fool card. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries. So this is my new deck here. And I will have to look up the messages here. Very interested to see what comes out for you, Aquarius. We had quite a beautiful message come out for Capricorn. So if you know any Capricorns that might be interested in watching their video this month, please send the Capricorn video to them, because it is just too great to not send to every Capricorn. I know that I'm going to be definitely sending Capricorn the video for June. So let's focus on Aquarius. What is the message for Aquarius for the last 2 weeks of May going into June 2018? What is the Wicca message for Aquarius? These cards are absolutely beautiful. And I'm hoping something very resonating comes out for you. Something that speaks to you. So what is the message for Aquarius for May and June 2018? Whoa. Well, we almost had the same card for Virgo this is the winter solstice card, I believe. Pretty sure that's the winter solstice card. It came out for Leo and Virgo, so that was interesting. There could be something going on there, but it flipped right back over. So let's keep going until a card comes out for you, Aquarius. What is the message for Aquarius for mid-May going into June 2018 for Aquarius? What is the message for Aquarius? Spirit is choosing one for you guys. There's a lot that applied to you, I'm hearing. But they want to wait until the most perfect one comes out for all the Aquariuses watching. The fixed air sign, 11th house of the universe. What is the message for the 11th house of our universe? So in your future, Aquarius, there may be a need to be very patient, I'm hearing, because I have no problem waiting until the card comes out for you and being patient. I have no problem. It's like good things take time, Aquarius. And this is your future position for some of you. And it's taking just a little bit of extra time for something to come through, okay? Remember, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So, okay, interesting. We have the number 12. I believe this is the harvest. This is like a Thanksgiving card, I believe, because Wicca deals a lot with those kind of festive things. And then we have the Standing Stone, which did come out for the Cancer reading. So if you guys have Cancer energy, or if you're dealing with a Cancer, you may want to turn your attention to the Cancer reading after this. But interesting, Aquarius. We have interesting energies, and we're going to look these cards up to get a message for you, okay? So let's just move this back a little bit and start interpreting this. So in the past, Aquarius, for some of you, this is going to be for the past. Not all of you. But we do have apology. So in the past, or in the most recent past, you guys could have had an apologetic energy. If any of you received an apology over the last few months or few weeks or few hours even, this is coming up in the reading. To me, this is about, you know, being the bigger person sometimes and just being willing to apologize for something. You know, it's not always easy to apologize. It's not always easy to apologize to someone who you believe you deserve an apology from. So one of the strongest things that you can do, Aquarius, is accept an apology that you never get. So I am going to take a brief look here at the apology card in this Indigo Angel deck, just to see if there's any extra information here. Now, this is also the number 12. So we've got two 12s here, which I feel is interesting. Okay, it could have to do with a Pisces or something like that, because Pisces is the 12th house. So this card asks you to take the high road, of course, be the bigger person in the situation and apologize to either the people involved or yourself for things that have been bothering you. Your honesty and fiery indigo nature may inadvertently lead you to say things that might hurt others' feelings. Saying that you're sorry is one of the best ways to let the pressure off of yourself and to diffuse a tension. Even if you perceive that you've done nothing wrong, the angels ask you to apologize in general for any disappointment or frustration that arose. Be sure to have an honest discussion with yourself or the other person about the underlying feelings that led to the conflict. The angels certainly don't want you to cover up your emotions. Don't cover up your true emotions, Aquarius. Know that while you're saying sorry may not be easy or even seem fair, in the situation it's being asked of you because it serves a higher purpose. This is a lesson for you to put aside your pride and do something for the greater good. So exactly what I was talking about, Aquarius. Sometimes we have to apologize in general to the universe, to ourselves. So all of you are going to be apologizing for different things, but I do feel that in the past there could have been some hurtful words said between you and another person, you know, and you might need to take the high road now, Aquarius, and apologize to yourself or others or the universe. Something that I've been doing for a while now is just apologizing for anything that I might have contributed to the situation, even if it, you know, sometimes we do things that we're not even aware of. So I've been arguing a lot with this Virgo that I've been around. I've been having a lot of issues with this Virgo, right? So I like to just apologize. I'll say, I apologize for my part in that. Because sometimes I'm not even aware of what my part actually is. But every story has two sides to it, right? And you're a very intellectual sign, Aquarius. So you're smart enough to know that people have their own perceptions towards things. And that sometimes the way people see things is with us in the dark. Like they see us as the bad guy. So some of you may be apologizing to other people. Some of you may be apologizing to yourself for allowing yourself to deal with such a tough situation for so long. But either way, we have this apologetic energy, all right? We have this very apologetic energy, and it's just so that you can be the bigger person. And what happens after we apologize, you know, there's a lot of healing that takes place. So saying sorry is one of the best ways to let pressure off of yourself and to diffuse tension. So if that's ringing a bell to any of you guys, if any of you guys have a situation from your past that still is causing you tension, it's still causing you hard feelings, you're not, maybe sometimes when we don't apologize, what happens is that we have to hide our true emotion. Because as humans, we often feel sorry for things that we do. Even the most meanest people feel sorry for the things that they do. And if you're too prideful to apologize, then where do those feelings go? Well, they go right inside you. And you have to carry around that weight. So, you know, sometimes we apologize not for the other person, but for ourselves. And this brings up forgiveness. So there's some forgiveness coming up here. Maybe some of you are on the receiving end of pain and heartbreak. We are going to clarify this. And I think whatever comes out as far as a clarifier, it'll tell me more about this apology. But I just think Aquarius is always the bigger person. Like, you guys are so intellectual. And apologizing is a sign of maturity. It's a sign of intellect. It's a sign of stability. You know, not somebody who's immature probably isn't going to apologize to you. And this needs to be sincere as well, Aquarius. So if you get any apologies that aren't sincere, I mean, take what you can get, but, you know, just make sure that you actually kind of take a note of that, because the way that someone responds to an apology, or the way that someone responds to forgiveness, it actually says a lot about their character. You know, it takes a very mature person to move on from a situation and not want revenge, or not be spiteful or cruel or nasty. You know, that's very immature. So if there's someone in your life that is just not behaving apologetic, because you might be dealing with someone who just sees no wrong in their actions. You know, and that's bullshit, because there's always something that we can improve on. So people who think they're know-it-alls, well, first of all, they have really low self-esteem. Somebody who doesn't have the common decency to just apologize for anything they might have done to you, well, then they're not very secure in their own emotional foundation either. So we have you thinking about this, okay? And we have the health card right underneath that. So this is like something that has to do with your mental health, you know, because we have think about it, which brings me to mind and communication and thought. So your mental health, you know, some of you need to apologize for the sake of your mental health, for the sake of your mental sanity, you know. And you've probably been thinking about apologizing for a really long time, huh? Or maybe there's someone, this is either you or someone in your life that has been thinking about apologizing to you for a really long time. They might need help. I know sometimes I want to apologize for something, but I just feel like I'll get rejected. Some people aren't mature enough to know that the apology is actually for you and not others. Some people apologize for selfish reasons, you know what I mean? So there could be someone in your life, or it could be you if you relate to this, but there's some kind of apologetic energy from the past that someone is still thinking about. So you guys just might want to think about it. Think about apologizing for something that you've done, even if you're just apologizing to some librarian, you know, like this isn't going to be a very deep apology for some of you. Some of you just need to apologize for something you did years ago, or some of you just need to apologize for, you know, coming into work late or something. But others of you need to apologize for the divorce. Some of you need to apologize for things not working out between you and a person or something. So it's going to be different for all of you, but you just need to think about it, Aquarius. Think about that apology. Think about it. And I think you already have been, because this is coming up for some of you in your past. So some of you were really thinking about an apology in May, thinking about an apology in April. So now we move on to the center of your reading, which is risk. So we have a risk here. Some of you guys are going to take a risk and apologize because you've thought about it and you've thought about it, and now you're ready to move forward and take a risk, right? So some of you guys are going to apologize for taking a risk. Some of you guys are going to take a risk and apologize. It really depends on the Aquarius energy. But to me, this card is about the Fool. It's about taking a risk and taking a leap, taking a jump, even though you don't know how things are going to work out. Which, hello, that sounds like an apology to me. Because we don't always know if an apology is going to be accepted. We don't always know. But the key here, Aquarius, is to just focus on the apology. And after the apology, that's when you let it go. Because I heard something, and I thought I'd have to get up and close my door, but we're all good. So yeah, you know, don't hang on to what's going to happen after you make the apology. It's like this symbolizes the apology for some of you. And after you take that jump and apologize, well, it's up to the universe. You know, it might start a new beginning. It might not be the new beginning, because sometimes people expect everything to just be all peaches and roses after you apologize. It's like, bro, you broke my heart, you know, so I don't want you to try to control the situation, because trust me, I have Venus in Aquarius and Mercury in Aquarius, so I am so platonic sometimes that I just expect people to just bounce back as quick as I can, you know what I mean, because I can be very platonic, you know, but I've had to understand as a Pisces that everyone has their own emotional process, okay, so everyone has different things they have different things they're relying on. So aside from that, Aquarius, this is talking about your emotional foundation a bit, which is Taurus, I believe. Taurus is your 4th house. So in May, we dealt a lot with Taurus season. So that May, the beginning of May, now we're in the Gemini part. So Gemini is very platonic, very kind of just detached like air signs can be, which is a good, I don't want you to think I'm talking about that in a bad way. Like, I love that energy. It actually helps me be stable sometimes. As a Pisces, I could definitely learn to be a bit more detached from things, right? And that's what this person is doing. They're detaching themselves from their emotional foundation. And because when you do that, you become more reasoning. You could reason more with this apology. I think some of you are getting an apology. And some of you have been waiting a long time on this apology, which is why the Knight of Pentacles is behind you, because you're waiting for someone to apologize to you in a very real, valued way. And it's going to heal you, right? And you've been thinking about this for so long that you don't even know if you want to accept this apology. But, you know, I would if I were you, Aquarius, because it's going to rocket launch you into the future of a different foundation. This apology is going to be the foundation for you to jump from. But either way, Aquarius, this to me is very emotional. We have the 31, so I'm not sure if June 31st or if May 30, whatever. I don't know if June has 31 days. But the 31 can be important to you. But I'm adding the 3 and the 1 together to get 4. And that's why I'm thinking of the Cancer energy. I'm thinking of maybe Cancer season. Some of you guys could be moving. Some of you guys are really taking a risk in your present moment to move. Because we do have movement up here. And we have the 11. So this is definitely talking. And then we have Oath coming out, 49. Okay, so 29, 49, some of you are making a promise of movement. So we have movement here. 9 plus 2 is 11, which 11 is Aquarius. That's the 11th house. So you guys are wanting movement in your friends. You're wanting movement in faith. You want movement when it comes to your community, some of you. This could be moving communities for some of you, moving jobs, moving just movement. You know, no more standing still. A lot of you could have been feeling very stagnant in May and April, and maybe June is finally the month where you guys are going to be moving. Now, we do have the 29th, and I want you to know that there's a full moon in Sagittarius on the 29th, and then in June, there's a full moon in Capricorn on the 29th. So there might be some movement that picks up for you on those days. I want you to keep that in mind, that you might be feeling stagnant because the universe is waiting for certain energies for you, Aquarius. But some of you guys are really these are 2 cards that talk about movement. We got movement and a risk. Some of you guys, you're going to take a risk to move, or you're going to take a risk to move a person, place, or thing. Movement is just the opposite of stagnance, right? We see movement here. So this means get things going, lighting a fire under the situation and getting things bubbling, getting things more going and flowing. So this is the opposite of standing still. This horses symbolize movement. And remember, Aquarius, you guys are actually waiting on this movement. You guys are waiting on this movement, and you're also waiting on certain friends as well, which is why we have movement with the 11th house, which is why we have movement with the 3 of Cups. So you guys are waiting for the okay to celebrate. You're waiting for the okay with that. One second. It's okay. I'll be done in just a little bit. Okay, so definitely waiting for something to move in that way, Aquarius, for sure. And, you know, some of you guys have been waiting at the edge of this cliff. This is your present moment, you know, like the center of the reading is often compared to the present moment. So some of you guys have reached the edge of a cliff. It's interesting. This horse is kind of at the edge of a cliff too. And now I picked that card up and I see self-worth. So some of you guys, and then we have trapped. So some of you guys have maybe felt trapped in a certain situation that maybe was or wasn't successful, but we do have your self-worth. So what this tells me, Aquarius, is that some of you guys really need to move from a place of your self-worth now. So wherever you're going in life, whether it be mental movement, whether it be, you know, movement as far as your home or wherever you go from here, Aquarius, this is what the cards are telling me, that you need to move from a place of your self-worth. And that's interesting because we have, you know, your 4th house is Taurus. So we do have your foundation here coming up with your worth. And we do have, I'm telling you, this all makes so much sense because we have movement with your self-worth here as well. So Aquarius might not be waiting on a person. They might not be waiting on finances. What if this coin in this knight's hand represents your self-worth? What if that's what Aquarius is waiting on? Something that matches their self-worth, because we have this horse here in self-worth again, which to me, self-worth is definitely talking about Taurus energy, because Taurus is all about worth and value. And then we have you moving away from a trapped environment, because we do have trapped here. Some of you guys have been trapped and feeling unsuccessful. Some of you guys are going to successfully untrap yourself, and you're moving away from that energy to a place that is more in alignment with your self-worth. And you may have to take a risk. You know, this might be involving you taking a risk, you know, definitely moving forward to a place that maybe, you know, there might be the opportunity cost is coming up here. Like, I don't know what you're leaving behind, but a risk is sometimes worth it to take. You know, you've reached the edge of a certain situation, a relationship, a job situation, but either way, Aquarius, it's like, this is an emotional risk for you. Some of you guys are going to take a risk with a person or a place or a thing, but there's a risk coming up in your present moment. I feel like you guys are so down to take it though. I feel like you're down to take it because it's all about this movement, right? So let's move on into the last position here, which is this Wicca message. And we're going to look up what this means for you. I do believe that this was the harvest. Some of you guys are going to relate this to your future, but just take this however you want. So this is actually the autumn equinox. This is so Wicca. And this is it's called the Mabon, M-A-B-O-N. So we've got all these fruits, and this is the harvest, okay? The autumn equinox. This came up for another sign. It might have been Cancer. I'm not sure. Virgo, maybe. So this is talking about bringing balance to night and day, because remember, on the fall equinox, night and day are equal. So it's like light and dark are equaling in your distance, in your future. So this is talking about the descent into the darkness though, Aquarius. So the descent into the darkness now begins. The harvest feast celebrates the richness of the summer's bounty and holds the message of preservation for the colder months to come. So apples and pears and pumpkins, the sweetest of wine, all speak to the abundance of the earth. This is time for sharing, caring for those who are in need, and giving thanks. So the meaning of this card is that it is time to count your blessings and be aware of how abundant your life truly is. Open your eyes to those who are less fortunate than you, and offer help to those who you can. Trust that there will be enough for everyone. You can afford to be generous with your time, energy, and resources. So this card talks all about abundance and harvest and gratitude, okay? It's time to harvest your own abundance, Aquarius. Some of you guys need to drink more wine and apples and pears and pumpkins, you know. That energy is really coming up here. And I want you guys to say this with me. I want you to say, I have everything I need. That's what this card talks about. I have everything I need. And it's the number 12, okay? So this could be very spiritual. You guys could have everything that you spiritually need, which is interesting because this is in the future. And in the future, you guys have a full moon in your 12th house of Capricorn. So whenever that Capricorn full moon comes around, you guys have a full moon in your 12th house. Don't even get me started on how important and intense the 12th house full moon can be, because that is the light of the moon. The moon is all about subconscious. So the Sagittarius full moon happening in May, for me, is in my 12th house, as far as my birth chart goes. And then the Aquarius full moon that happens in July, I believe it'll happen, that will also be an eclipse because you guys are the South Node, but that'll be my 12th house too. I'm just telling you that the 12th house moons are very important. So you guys might want to research a bit about that, but just take my word for it that this is in a spiritual abundance, and you need to say, I have everything I need. That's what this card wants you to know. But the challenge here is, how will you share your bounty with others? So of course, as an Aquarius, when you guys get an abundance of something, you just want to share it with communities, and you want to share it with the collective, right? So you want to ask yourself how you can use having everything that you need to benefit the collective. Ooh, we have like some kind of Ace of Pentacles looking card here as well. But that's not the card for you, Aquarius. The card for you is the same one that came out for Cancer. So it's called the Standing Stone. And this great stone was erected so long ago. And it may have purposes that have been lost throughout the ages, because sometimes when things are around for a long time, even though they gain value, they gain originality, sometimes some of the purposes are withered away. So it could be that some of the purpose has been lost throughout ages, yet their power is still undeniable. They are symbols of our connection to ancient wisdom and of the eternal truths that are there for the sincere seeker. So as long as you're a sincere seeker of eternal truth, then they're there for you. This stone's carvings shows a knot with no beginning and no end, right? So we are inseparable from the interweaving cycles of time and one with earth, sea, and sky, right? So the meaning here is that you are exactly where you need to be, Aquarius, attuned with the elemental forces and in balance with them. So you're where you need to be, you're in tune with where you need to be, and you're even in balance with them. So take a moment to take stock of your surroundings and to find a fixed point on your life's path, which is so fucking weird because you guys are a fixed sign and you're also involved with the life path of the universe right now because you're the South Node. So I'm literally reading from this book and it says, take a moment to find a fixed point on your life's path and touch stone, so that you can return to when you are feeling less sure of yourself. So you can return to this knowledge and this truth seeking when you're feeling less sure of yourself. So this card talks about wisdom, time, and solidity. So I want you to say that I am part of a timeline of the ages. I am part of the timeline of the ages, which you are, Aquarius. Some of us truly still believe that we're in the age of Aquarius. So this is really a good card to come up for you, especially as the 11th house. So you are part of the timeline of the ages. And the challenge here is to ask yourself, what legacy will you leave? Right? So that's coming up for the Capricorn full moon in your 10th and your 12th house. What legacy are you leaving, Aquarius? So that is why the fall equinox is coming up for you, which is so interesting that these equinoxes are coming up for certain people because we have the summer solstice next month. Okay, so some of us are feeling different energies about that. Some of us are going to be feeling more about the fall than we are summer right now. So this is just basically transformation, you know what I mean? And some of you guys are going to be taking a risk with that. So I do see some of that, but I'm going to get some clarifiers before I channel for the end of your reading. So let's see what this apology is about. Some of you Aquariuses, there's an apology about, I think some of you guys, wow, okay, well, we have the Hermit card and the Hanged Man. So if some of you are going to be receiving an apology from a Virgo, others of you are going to be apologizing to a Virgo. I just have to say that. And then also we have think about it. And Virgo is one of the most thinky signs. So some of you guys, this is just coming up because it's a very mental apology. But we have you seeing a Virgo from a different perspective, you know. This does have to do with a Virgo for some of you. But for those of you who don't relate to this as a Virgo, well, we want to keep in mind that the Hermit card actually means soul searching. It means, you know, solitude in isolation. So we have, you know, you guys, and remember this card talked about the darkness beginning. So certain signs, like Leo too, your opposite sign, you guys are dealing with certain darknesses right now, and I'm not sure why that would be. It might be because eclipse season is coming up. It might be because of the South and the North node. So we do have you kind of going into this dark cave, Aquarius, right? And some of you might view that apology as a dark cave, but then we have this light, right? The apology is going to shine light in this darkness. And we have the Hanged Man, which is also, this could be a Pisces as well. So we literally have a Pisces and a Virgo showing up here. And that's interesting because it's like you might be in the middle of that or something, but Pisces and Virgo are opposite signs. The reason why this is a Pisces card is because it's the Neptune retrograde card, which is interesting because Neptune is going retrograde next month. So some of you guys might be going into isolation. Some of you guys might be going into solitude around that Neptune retrograde, especially at work, because retrograde Neptune is happening in your second house of finances and value and stuff. So you guys might just really, when Neptune goes retrograde in June, you guys might be just really isolating yourself more. Remember, we had this Hermit card come out for you before as well. So it's about seeing yourself, seeing your alone time differently, Aquarius. And maybe you might need to, maybe that's what this apology is about. Maybe you guys are apologizing because you want to see something differently. Some of you guys are apologizing for taking, you know, this is what I'm hearing. I'm sorry, guys. I just kind of want to be on my own right now. Like, I just want to be in my solitude, and people aren't used to Aquarius doing that. Some Aquariuses, but some of you have very strong social platforms, like the Three of Cups, right? You guys are socializing more. It's summertime, so Aquarius is really connecting. Some of you might have to apologize for not doing something, like, you know, you might be responsible for a certain thing every month, and you're like, well, you know, I just really need time to go inwards and see something differently right now. I'm really going into this dark cave of unfamiliar territory, so I just need to apologize because I can't do what I can't babysit, or I can't do this job, I can't mow your lawn, or there's some kind of responsibility that maybe you guys aren't going to be able to do because of this soul searching. Now, don't ever apologize for soul searching. Okay, but you know, this might be what some of you guys are doing. Some of you guys are apologizing for not doing something because you need time to think about it. Maybe some of you guys are apologizing for not getting back with somebody because you just need time to think. I'm really feeling that for you guys, that this apology is surrounded by needing time to think and soul search and definitely reflect on something in a different way. And for others of you, it definitely has to do with some kind of Virgo energy. You could have Virgo energy. So for sure, if it has to do, and then we have at the bottom of the deck, we have even more contemplation, which is the Four of Cups. So I see definitely at least 3 or 4 different cards that talk about you in deep contemplation, thinking about it, right? Think about it, soul searching, apologizing, seeing something from a different point of view. So you've been thinking about this for a long time. It may have to do with a third party situation. It may have to do with some emotion that you hid under the table. You might be apologizing for being emotionally cold to someone, apologizing for not seeing their cup of love on the edge of the table that they were offering you. Either way, you're reminiscing. You're looking out this window, kind of like how I am right now, staring at this tree out there. But just be careful not to think about it for too long, Aquarius, because you might miss an opportunity from the universe, which is this cup right here. It could be new love, it could be healing, it could be a new person, place, or thing coming into your life that'll emotionally heal you. But for the most part, I see that some of you need to think about something in a different way. Definitely some thinking. Like some Virgo type thinking, which is non-stop thinking. And it all has to do with your inner light and soul searching. So you're gonna reach some sort of understanding about this as you soul search and as you contemplate, okay? This is you actually contacting the universe for this. It's like some of you are bowing to the universe at this time, like, what do I do? You know, my answer is no longer on earth. My answer is in this cave. My answer is hanging upside down on this tree. My answer is in me. So that's interesting, Aquarius. Definitely a lot to think about there. We do have the think about it card up there. Don't forget that we definitely have your mental health coming up here. Some of you guys have just really been thinking too much. And it might have to do with the Pisces, because now I just stopped scrolling I stopped shuffling at the Knight of Cups. So if it ain't a Pisces, then it has to do with some kind of new love offer, which was definitely on that table of the Four of Cups. So let's see what this risk is about. What is the center of this reading for Aquarius? So show me risk. Ooh, we almost had an Aries. So for sure, this might be the Fool card for some of you. You guys are taking a risk to start a new beginning emotionally. I'm telling you, there's something here about a new beginning emotionally too. But you might just have to apologize, and you're not ready for it. You weren't ready for it in the past, but you are ready for it in your present. So let's see what the risk here is about. What is this risk about? Could be a risk with authority. It could be a risk with an Aries. It could be a risk emotionally. In the past, you guys were thinking too much, and you didn't even see that emotional offer from the universe. New love or something like that. But in your present, you guys are ready to go. You're ready to move socially. You're ready to move physically, emotionally. So let's see what this risk is about for Aquarius. Clarify risk for me. Okay, bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. So for some of you, it is a financial risk. Okay, and we have the High Priestess coming out. So when I get the High Priestess for a card, it's telling me that this is for the sign to figure out. Like, I respect the High Priestess so much. She was one of the first cards to appeal to me. You know, my name is Pisces Priestess. Obviously, like, I connect with Priestess energy very, very strongly. But this did come up reversed. So the High Priestess is all about emotion. For some people, this is a Cancer or a Pisces. But to me, yes, some people talk about illusions and secrets, but all that shit, the high priestess is the all-knowing force. Okay, so this is about you not knowing everything that you need to know, Aquarius. The high priestess in reverse is not being able to see through the illusion, not being able to see through somebody's secretive, so maybe this is attached to this apology. Maybe you feel like there's some ulterior motive here on your behalf or someone else's behalf. But we have this here. Maybe you're going to have to risk something emotionally to go in the direction that you're going, as far as in the middle of your reading, which to me is like beginning of June. Or whenever you're watching this is like your present moment. And it might be, you might have to like let your emotions go so that you can accept something way more physical. And we do have the Queen of Pentacles. So it could have to do with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn for sure, or just your money, finances, your career, your job, something of worth to you. Some of you are really waiting on your finances. I think Sagittarius is your 10th house. So yes, no, Scorpio is your 10th house. So for the last couple of months, you guys have been going through changes in your career. You're going through changes in your social environment. So Sagittarius is your 11th house. So that's going to be changes. That full moon in Sagittarius is going to bring certain changes to your, your friends and your community and stuff like that. But with the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck for this high priestess in reverse, it's like talking about a risk financially. And also, for sure, a risk in your foundation, because the Ace of Pentacles symbolizes that. It symbolizes everything that's real. And I don't know about you, but I appreciate a very real foundation, somewhere to put my feet strong. And you guys are a stable air sign, so you guys are about all that stability as well. So there is a new opportunity from the universe coming in that is either a new financial opportunity, some kind of new opportunity that is going to help you with worth and value and resources. But it may cost you, you might have to take, okay, I get it. Because to take a risk, what does that mean? It means that, okay, if you know every outcome, if you know everything that there is to know, if you're the all-knowing force, like the high priestess, and like Aquarius is also an all-knowing force. You guys are very smart, you're aliens. This looks kind of alienish to me. But the reason why the high priestess is in reverse is because in your present moment, there's just something that you don't know, right? Upright, this is knowing everything, knowing the moon. But right now, Aquarius, because this kind of scares me that Aquarius doesn't know everything right now, because that truly means that our universe is on something. Like there is something going on in our universe if Aquarius don't know something. So even Aquarius doesn't know how this is going to work out. We've got the high priestess in reverse, which to me, some of you might want to research what this means, but I'm channeling. And to me, this just means taking a risk when you don't know all there is to know. So if you think about it, Aquarius, maybe you're not someone who takes many risks. I know Aquarius, so I have a few Aquariuses in my life. They do not like taking risks. It's because they're very you guys are the fixed air sign, meaning that you are the most stable mentally out of all the air signs, out of all the zodiac. So when you care so much about your mental stability, you guys are not the first people in line to just throw away your mental stability. And remember, your mental stability is coming up here as well. Think about it, contemplation, seeing something differently. So I think you need to see something from upside down. You see how this Hanged Man is kind of hanging upside down? Well, this card is all about enlightenment. And you're definitely going to be feeling that when Neptune goes retrograde in June. But as far as this is, it's like this Hanged Man, he can see the high priestess right side up, honestly, because he's hanging upside down. So some of you guys need to take a risk, and you're going to be rewarded for it, okay, spiritually, because you're being enlightened. The Hanged Man is all about enlightenment. Sometimes you can only learn from a situation if you change your point of view. And it's like right now, it's your inner light that is guiding you through this darkness, Aquarius. Your inner light, soul searching, but you're soul searching in a different way now, to the point where you're actually heading into an unknown territory, right? It's like this cave or something that the Hermit card is walking into. It's literally walking into the unknown, Aquarius. And that might be what I name your video, because you need to take a risk with the unknown right now, and it is going to pay off, because this looks familiar to you, don't it? This looks like something that you know what to do with. So the risk here is all about emotions and spirituality. It's about your foundation. Some of you guys, this is going to be accepting a lease to a house, even though you have no idea what it looks like. But you need to move, and you're just like, all right, I'll do it. I'm telling you, Aquarius, I can feel the energy. You guys need to trust your own inner light right now. The universe is testing you because it knows that Aquariuses are quantum knowledge. Aquarius has a quantum knowledge, and when you have quantum knowledge, you hardly ever have to risk anything because you're just able to see things, all things intellectually, meaning that you learn from all things, meaning that's why the world is turned upside down for you, Aquarius. This could have something to do with your Uranus going into Taurus, all right? But let's go ahead and clarify the fall equinox for you guys, which talks all about having everything you need, right, Aquarius? Even though you don't know, you still have everything you need, okay? Hopefully this is making sense to you guys. Oh, fuck. Sorry. And I just stopped shuffling because of that loud noise on Leo. So everything happens for a reason. This is talking about the strength of your own mind and not letting anybody steal that from you, okay? You have a very strong intellectual mind. Don't let the present moment of feeling a little bit unsure stop you. And then we have the Lovers card. And the Strength card is still on the bottom of the deck. So we've got Gemini, we've got Virgo, we've got Cancer, Pisces, we've got Leo. So the Lovers is talking about Gemini season. It's talking about a decision. You know, if you guys are in a significant relationship at the end of May going into June, it's letting you know that you have everything you need, and what can you do to share that with this person. So we've got the Lovers, right? So this tells me that Gemini season is important to you. Some of you may be with a significant Leo that you're trying to gain clarity with, because we have the strength of the King of Swords here. So this is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini with Leo, or just having the strength in situations where you used to feel taken from or stolen from, or this cheating energy. All right, Leo is your opposite sign. Leo is your 7th house. So the fact that we have the Lovers here and then the 7th house energy, it definitely makes me think about relationships. So there's like a relationship harvest going on for you, Aquarius. And that might be why you're jumping into the land of the unknown, even though you know quite a bit about, you know, connecting and friends. But when you get into the love territory for Aquarius, it's that platonicness about the air energy that kind of makes you guys feel like, okay, emotions are coming in, my mental is going out, and my heart is beating, and I'm liking this person, and I don't really know if I can go through this confidently. So you might have to go through something a little bit shy, Aquarius. Some of you guys have a Gemini or some kind of lover coming into your life in Gemini season, and this is for June, you know, so Gemini new moon, or maybe. But this also talks about a decision. Some of you guys have a certain decision to make between a lover or something, because there could be some kind of distance between you guys. But this is a beautiful energy. This is the harvest. So your love life is being harvested, meaning that the universe is just going to take a look at, wow, okay, so some of you guys have an Aries that either walked away from you emotionally, or you're walking away from them because something is taking too long with this Aries. So you might be walking away emotionally from an Aries, or you might be just taking your emotional authority back, walking away. And it has to do with this full moon in Sag and full moon in Capricorn. Full moons inspire people to walk away emotionally. So you could just be, if it doesn't have to do with the Aries, you could just be walking away with your authority, taking back authority of your emotions, which I do see that needing to happen too. Taking a risk until then, though. But we've got this harvest of lovers going on, this abundant love coming into Aquarius's life. So, wow, definitely interesting. And then the final card we have for you is the Strength card. So it's like remembering the opposite sign of you, remembering that North Node right now, remembering Leo and what Leo, and maybe some of you have a significant Leo energy in your life. Some of you could have felt very left out in the cold, but there is a new beginning happening that you're going to celebrate, because we have the Wheel of Fortune as well. So for sure, the juggling between lovers and feeling left out in the cold, there's a message about that coming in. Maybe some of you are dealing with a Capricorn, or maybe that's just the Capricorn moon, okay? But we have Strength for you, reminding you not only of Leo or your 7th house, but your opposite sign. The fact that there is this in you, Aquarius. Every Aquarius has a bit of a Leo in them. Every Sagittarius has a bit of Gemini in them. This is opposite signs we're talking about here, okay? So, you know, we've got that moving pretty quickly, though. You know, we've got the Knight of Wands, okay? So there's maybe a Leo who's in and out of your life. Maybe there's a certain Cancer, but there's also victory. Financially, we got 2 kings coming out for you. King of Earth, King of Fire. Some of you could be juggling an Earth. Maybe you have Earth friends, fire friends. Got Cancer coming up here, and now we have Scorpio coming out. So definitely some transformation when it comes to your values, okay? But we have strength here, and that's where I'm going to leave this. I feel like that's a very beautiful, beautiful position, and it's your mental strength. We don't want to forget that the King of Swords is behind that. So it's definitely about your mental strength, Aquarius, which doesn't surprise me. You're a stable air sign. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. Very interesting readings this month. I was so happy to be able to do them. But if you have any questions, please comment below. But if you want to talk to me a bit more privately, then there's always my email and my Facebook and my Instagram in the description box. So you can definitely reach out to me in that way. And I just want to thank you guys all for supporting me and watching my videos, the likes and the subscribes and the shares and all that. It really means a lot to me. So I'm not sure what's going on for July. I may be in a position to talk to you guys, but if not, I will just talk to you whenever the universe allows it. So hope you enjoyed your reading, and I hope you guys have a great rest of May and a beautiful June. Looks like there's a lot going on, guys. But I'll talk to you later.